Hey everyone, welcome to the Trail Sherpa's Home Shop. Today I'm going to do another bike repair on my Trance. I'm going to be working on my front chainring. I've got a 3-speed up front. The big one and the middle one are getting pretty worn out. I'm going to take those off and replace them. Now for me, when I'm doing repairs, the scariest thing is always, am I getting the right part?
Oh yeah. That was awesome.
Doing the actual work itself, I'll figure it out, but am I getting the right part? So the best advice I can give you when you're doing your own home repairs is just research things. Look it up, punch in, Google's a great way to do it. Punch in part numbers on the crank arms to see what it takes. I've got some good friends that know a lot about bikes, so I count on them too. And so I'll do a lot of research prior to getting my part. Once I get the parts, I stumble through them. This is probably my sixth or seventh repair video. I'm doing all kinds of things that I never thought I would. This is one of the few that I haven't done yet. So let's get into it. So my front chain rings are Shimano style. So I looked it up. The large one is a 42 tooth. The middle one is a 32 tooth. So I'm going to be replacing them with a 30 tooth in the middle and a 40 tooth on the outside big sprocket. They'll be slightly smaller than what's already there, but that's okay. So I'm fairly confident I ordered the right parts, and the actual replacement should be pretty easy. To begin with, I'm going to take the non-drive side crank arm off right over here. Once I get that off, I'll be able to pull the shaft out, take the chain rings off, put the new ones on, slide it back in, put the crank arm back on, and hopefully everything works well. Let's try it out. For those of you who may not know from experience, if you put these on too loose when you reinstall them, they tend to creak and then you wonder where the noise is coming from. So make sure you tighten these up nice and snug. I've got this one off. Make sure they're very clean too. I've had to clean these out, clean this out to make sure everything fits good on the spline. Okay, so we've got the crank arm off. Now I can take the chain off the sprocket and pull the set right out the other side. Tuck it on the inside, and then I'll tap out the shaft from the other side using my BFH. Okay, I've got it off. Finished pulling that out. And this is what I'm going to be replacing, the center ring and the outer ring. The small one I don't use a whole lot, so I'm going to leave that one as is. As you can see, it's held in place by just some hex bolts. I'll take those out and do some replacement. At this point, we're going to undo the chain rings, swap in the new ones. Alright, pro tip for all you at home mechanics. If you need shop towels, one thing you can do is collect old carry out napkins and you have a ready supply over time. Alright, so that's the big ring. There's the new replacement for it. I don't think I got the right size. Doesn't look like it's gonna fit. Hey everyone, you may notice from this point in the video going forward, things are a little bit different because for me, when I'm doing repairs, the scariest thing is always, am I getting the right parts? I ordered the wrong parts. So I'm fairly confident I ordered the right parts. So I had to set everything aside. It's a week later. I've got everything back in place and ready to go from the point that I left off. But I do have the right parts now. Initially, I ordered 96 millimeters on center for the bolt holes, and it's actually 104 millimeters on center. So I've set aside the incorrect parts. I've got the new parts in-house. Let's complete the process. Okay, I'm at the same point I was previously, where I've got the old chainring off. I've got the new chainring, and just from a comparison standpoint, we now have the correct part. I also had ordered the incorrect center chainring. I've got the new one here, and everything checks out here as far as the right size goes. 42 tooth on the larger one, 32 on the mid one, and a smaller one that's not in bad shape, so I'm going to leave this one as is. I'm going to get the center chainring off, and then we'll go to the replacement. We'll put the new big one back on, reinstall everything. We should be good to go. Okay, that's the 4th bolt. Everything should come apart now. So I'm going to take the little one off, set it aside. And then I'm going to make sure I have this on the right side. Alright, so it looks like it goes this way. I'll take this one off. And just for a moment, let's look at the teeth on this. On the old 42 tooth, you can see, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5 teeth either missing or ground down. Yeah, I'm pretty rough on it. Put this one back on. Put our little one back on. What I did, I marked on the chainring which direction was lined up with the crank arm. So I put it back because that's the position where the teeth are most comfortable with the chain. So I'm going to bolt this one back on because it's independently bolted, and then I'll bolt the 2 outer ones on at the same time. Alright, so I took the time to do a nice clean job on the crank arm and the smaller chain ring. Let's put that on. One thing about the small chain ring I did, from a shifting standpoint, I don't know if anything really matters, but I've marked the two sprockets that line up with the crank arm. That way everything is the same as it was before, and so I should have the same results. Only a little cleaner at the moment. I'm sure I'll get it dirty again anyway. Alright, now I just have to put everything back together. Alright, so I'm tightening this one down, and I realized this one has to go on first, and I missed that. So I got to take this one back off. Thank God I only had one of them tightened up. Put the center ring on, and then put this one back over the top. Let's try this again. I've got the Okay, one thing I just realized, I tightened the small ring down, and because the new ring is not as worn on the center ring, it was binding. So I've loosened this one up a little bit till I get this one put in place and tightened up, and then I'll finally tighten these 4 all the way, and that should be my final step. I'm just getting all 4 of these started in place, and I'll tighten them up once I've got them all started. Alright, so I've got the 2 outer rings in place. Now I can tighten up the inner ring, and I'll have a very clean setup, and I will have better teeth sticking up for the chain. Alright, now that I've got everything buttoned up, I'm going to put the pedal back on, remount my drive shaft, and away we'll go. Alright, now I can reinsert this. Making sure you have your chain out. Last time I forgot it like that and had to redo it. We'll give it a little love tap with the mallet. There we go. Now it's in there all the way. Perfect. Now all I have to do is put the other pedal on, and I should be able to ride it. Alright, so putting the final piece in place, tighten it up, and we will be good to go. And there you have it. Let's see think we're ready to ride. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe down in the lower right corner for you. Again, I appreciate you watching. Hopefully this helps somebody out. I made some mistakes ordering the wrong parts. But it's definitely cost effective to do them at home if you take the time and muster up the courage. Thanks for watching. Have a good day and enjoy your journey. GoPro, stop recording.